Hey, Dustin Tibbetts here, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers. How you doing today? I hope you're having a great day out there. This is a quick video series that we do called Fin Tips. A really quick, short, simple way to teach you something new, maybe give you a bit of advice, help, or whatever, and send you on your way, hoping that you will keep us in mind at Jazz Wealth Managers. I wear the shirt every day as my really only source of marketing that we do here. Anyways, let's talk about the Roth IRA and a potential tax arbitrage that you see going on this year, or let's call it tax manipulation, whatever it may be. This year is kind of interesting in what's happening with the markets falling, as well as maybe you have lower income because you had to stay home because of the virus and everything. The bottom line is Wall Street thinks that tax rates are headed higher. I happen to think that they are correct there. Look, the stimulus has to be paid back somehow. You've got trillions and trillions of dollars being spent, handed out and dropped from helicopters so that everybody can make it through the virus here, whether you agree or disagree. That money's got to be paid back, and Wall Street says they're going to raise taxes. That's how they're going to do it to get the money back. Now, there's a lot of questions I'm getting asked by customers, and it's really kind of fun to strategize through this stuff, but here's what happens. In a traditional IRA, you typically pay taxes in the future, and a lot of people say, well, I'll probably spend less in the future, at least deep in retirement. I'm not going to do a whole lot. I'll be living out my older years, and I likely will have a lower taxable income, and therefore, I'm okay having a 401k or traditional IRA. Actually, what they did recently was they raised the traditional IRA required minimum distributions to age 72. They moved it from 70 and a half to 72. And you think, oh, well, that was nice of them. They gave me a few extra years before I'm forced to start taking money out of my traditional IRA. They did that because that's longer that money gets to grow, which means when you take it out, you have to take out more money than you would have because you have a smaller lifespan now from 72 to the end of your life versus 70 and a half from the end of your life. It means a greater tax bill for the government, and in order to hand out money, they had to raise that, which makes it look like a good thing, but in reality, they're getting more money out of you here. Now, many do expect a lower retirement tax rate, but now lately people are going, I don't know anymore, right? Now that we've had to hand out all this money, maybe the tax rates are going to be higher in retirement than they are now. And so, gosh, maybe I should move some money to a Roth IRA. If you look back to the 1918 Spanish flu, the top marginal tax rate for the highest income earners was 77%. We're nowhere near that right now. 77%. In 1932, coming out of the Great Depression there, the top rate went to 63% from 25%. Okay, that's impressive, 63%. Imagine you get to retirement, you've built this massive nest egg, you start taking money out, or are forced to take money out, and now you've got to pay a tax rate. The highest on record, by the way, was 1944, coming out of World War II. We spent a lot of money on World War II. The government said, we have to pay that back somehow. The highest marginal tax rate was 94%. Could you imagine that? I mean, it's hard to imagine, really. That's the highest ever. Now, right now, we're enjoying lower tax rates because of the Trump's tax bill that he did there. But there's a fancy way that they say that those expire. And they say sunset. Because it makes you feel like, oh, expire, such a nasty word. And oh my gosh, we're going to raise my taxes. They say the Trump tax laws will sunset in 2025. And, well, a lot of people are saying, I'd like to start planning for that ahead of time. Maybe I'll start moving some money from my traditional IRA to my Roth IRA and do conversions, even if partial conversions along the way. I've had more questions than ever about Roth conversions. Now, there's actually been two great opportunities this year, which is the reason why a lot of people are doing conversions. Actually, Fidelity said Roth conversions are up 76% quarter over quarter from people that are just doing it themselves along the way. And that's because, A, the markets fell, so the value of the account you're converting is a lot lower, meaning the value that the IRS sees is lower than they would have saw just a quarter ago or a quarter before this all started. The other thing that's happened is you're staying at home. There may be a chance that you stay at home or have lower income this year, which means you can convert, add that money to your income, and hey, maybe it's a tax bill normal as you would expect there. We did over 600 conversions when the markets fell. If your advisor or your company that you're working with wasn't yelling at you to do conversions when the markets fell 30%, maybe you'll consider us at Jazz Wealth. We did over 600 different conversions, working through those scenarios for everybody along the way. What you want to do is you want to consider if your income now, because you had to stay at home or whatever happened this year, the value of your accounts dropped. If the income now is lower, could you make up some of the difference with some Roth conversions? This is really important for people in the 12% tax bracket. So if you're married filing jointly and your income is under $80,250, right in there somewhere, this is really important for you. If you normally make $80,000 a year as a family, this year you had to stay at home for a month or two and you make $65,000, there's some room there, right, where you could pay 12% now on your conversion versus possibly 20, 63, 94%, 77% in the future, assuming you were in the high tax bracket there. And so you really have to consider this. This is a sort of a double opportunity this year for people to do this because of the lower income and because of course, the stock, your account value probably falling at some point along the way. I'm likely sure that happened. So in other words, use the Roth IRA to manipulate your tax bill this year, possibly higher, right? And weigh that consideration. If I'm in the 12% tax bracket, should I pay 12% now to convert to a Roth, never pay tax on this money in the future? It'll grow to do whatever it's going to do, hopefully to be a lot more, and I don't have to take it out and pay tax in the future. So really sit down with yourself, Google it, 2020 tax rates, see where you're going to land. You have until the end of the year to do this, so maybe October, November, you have a clear picture of what your income's going to be for the year, and if there's room to do even a partial Roth conversion, you should consider it. I'm going to be picking on our customers very hard once we get through Halloween, right? So give us some time to get that done. And if the markets happen to fall again, I'm going to be yelling and screaming at people to get this done because all those little percentages add up, and it's my job to make sure that they add up in your favor. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully this helped you in some way, maybe spark some consideration. I can't answer specific advice questions on YouTube, so I'm sorry if I don't respond to your questions, and I can only help out customers specifically with advice, but consider it. Ask your advisor. If your advisor is not helping you or you don't get help, then please consider us at Jazz Wealth. I really do appreciate it, and thank you to all of you who have. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you later on the closing beat. I appreciate it. Enjoy.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.